Hello, my name's Jenny Luscombe and my business is called JennyLuscombe EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. So I use a number of alternative therapies, EFT tapping, the emotion code, quantum healing and muscle testing to facilitate healing for other people. And this is healing from anything emotional, mental or physical. So over a course of 10 years I've been on my own healing journey, my own self-healing journey, and using all of these processes I reversed my own symptoms of PTSD, anxiety disorder and postnatal depression. And what I found also, unintentionally, I accidentally reversed my own aging process. I lost weight without even trying, and I also let go of a chronic back pain that my doctor told me that I would have forever. So I feel like I stumbled across something quite important, and ever since I've made it my mission to teach other people how to do that. So I do therapy sessions that facilitate other people's healing processes. I also now have started to do one-to-one training to teach people how to use these processes themselves for free therapy forever, basically. I've also written an interactive course of 7 videos which enable people to use all the techniques that I used and to go on this self-healing journey themselves with a kind of scaffold so that they can make the processes their own. Obviously, there's lots of different ways to do it, but I share the ways that I did it. This course is called Free Therapy Forever, a crash course in sovereignty, self-healing and self-mastery. And you can find out all the information about my sessions and my course underneath this video. So, this video is called How to Process Emotion. So the first thing that needs to be established is why. Why process it? What actually is emotion for? Why do we have to take notice of it when basically we've been taught all our lives to suppress it and to feel ashamed of it, or to ignore it, or to deny it, or to pretend it's not there? So emotion is functional. It's happening for a purpose. And yes, we've been given all the wrong information about emotion, which is why the world is in the mess that it's in right now. So when we experience a strong negative emotion, it is basically our subconscious mind holding up a sign saying there's something for you to see, there's something for you to notice. Now, what's happening is that in your subconscious mind, which is basically your body, it's somewhere in your body, in the cells of your body, you have what a lot of people call triggers. So when something triggers you, usually another person or a circumstance or a situation, it's basically you talking to you from a different dimension. So something happened when we were probably a very small child, from age birth to 7, and it was so painful for us that we couldn't process it, so we suppressed it because we had to. So we chose to do that. We suppressed the emotion because we got the message that this emotion or this belief or whatever it was not safe to experience. And that was true for us at that time. And now when we experience a trigger, it's because something similar to that original event is happening now in our current circumstances. So what we've been taught by the matrix, by authority figures, by the doctor, by our parents, by teachers, whoever it is, we've been taught a boatload of different things about emotion that aren't true. We've been taught that we should be ashamed of being angry, or we've been taught that it's not safe to be emotional, or it's socially unacceptable, or it's weak. Whatever it is, we've been taught not to go there. We just don't go there. But actually, the thing that is going to heal us and project our life forward is if we do go there. Now, this is the opposite of what we've been taught, and most people have massive resistance to that. So if this sounds like you, don't panic. Nothing's gone wrong. You're like every other member of the human race. All you've got to do is listen to the emotion. Now, most people don't know how to do that. The first thing you have to do is you have to actually allow the emotion to be happening. Now, other people might be making you wrong and bad and pointing their blaming finger at you, saying you shouldn't be like that, you shouldn't be feeling that. We cannot not be triggered if we're triggered. So the first thing we need to accept is, if we're triggered, we just are. You cannot suppress a PTSD symptom, which is what it is. And if you think you haven't got PTSD, think again, because we have all got a version of that, all of us, because we were raised on planet Earth. We all have post-traumatic stress disorder, whether we like it or not. So we have to allow the emotion, we have to sit with it, we have to listen to it, we actually have to see it, we have to hear it, we have to feel it, we have to sense it, express it, allow ourselves to cry or scream or moan or get upset or shout or scream. And it's actually okay to be emotional. It's okay to do that. Now, what actually happens when we allow the emotion to take place is, if we sit with it for long enough and we allow it to unfold in a non-judgmental way, it will actually set us free. There's always a pearl amongst the muck for us to get hold of. So you have to see the dirt in order to clean the house. You've actually got to let yourself go to it. Let yourself feel exactly the way you feel without trying to change anything, without trying to control it, without trying to get rid of it. It's by trying to stop the emotion and by trying to get rid of the emotion that we've actually all got stuck. So the number one cause for all human suffering is actually resistance to the emotion. So actually allowing yourself to go into the emotion is what relieves it, which is the opposite of what we've been taught that will actually happen. So with my practice, I take people into their emotion and out the other side. And when people experience this, they realise that actually nothing bad happens as a result of allowing the emotion. Loads of good things happen. And I can't even begin to tell you how magical that process is. Most people are blown away by what happens after you allow the emotion. Because what actually happens is, in the allowing of the emotion and the non-judgmental sitting with it, you're actually uncovering the information that prevented you from resolving the situation in the first place. So a trigger is when something that happened years ago is sending us a text message because something in our current circumstances is happening and unfolding in exactly the same way. So when we sit with what's going on and we think, when did I first experience this? When did I feel this exact same way in my body and in my mind and in my thoughts and what's going on for me? Then we actually receive the gold. It's like a pot of gold. Now, I can't tell you what that is for you because it's different for each person, it's different for each circumstance. But by allowing the emotion, being in it, you are surfacing subconscious information that you pushed down. So this is basically bringing you from kind of like a childlike subjective experience of the situation into a more kind of like global, objective, adult experience. So it's like your child self and your adult self comparing notes to get a global picture of what's happening. Okay, I'm not going to overcomplicate this because healing is massively overcomplicated generally by many people. So I want to keep this video simple. And doing the opposite of what you would normally do is a huge thing. It's a huge shift, actually, and it's really hard to do the opposite of what you would normally do with emotion. So I want you to think about, how do I bury, hide, suppress or deny emotion that happens? How do I pretend that it's not there? How am I avoiding it? Am I using substances? Have I got addictions? Am I using food? Do I deflect and push it back onto someone else? Do I just push it down and eat the food or drink the wine? Do I reject it? Do I judge myself? Do I disown the emotion altogether and make it about someone else? There's nothing wrong with doing any of these things. You just need to see that you're doing it, and that's the beginning of your new life. So instead, you could meditate. You could just sit in a quiet place. You can learn to cry if you don't already. I want you to take away the message that you are human, and we were all programmed and mind controlled on this planet in ways that are not serving us. So we need to wake up, and this is a really powerful way to wake up. By holding on to the emotion and keeping on going with the denial or the suppression or the rejection or the disowning of the emotion, we're actually making our symptoms worse and bigger. Whether these are emotional symptoms, mental symptoms in our thoughts, or physical symptoms, all physical symptoms are, and your doctor wouldn't go along with this, your physical symptoms are just thoughts that you've thought over and over and over again for your entire lifespan, becoming solid in your body. Everything physical has an emotional root. And I'm not dissing your doctor. Your doctor might be fabulous and have loads of solutions for you. But I want you to consider, how many people do you know that have physical issues or emotional issues or mental issues that they cannot resolve and that their doctor has told them that they will have forever, or even worse, is incurable? Now, I was told this, and I was told that I would have my back pain forever, and I found alternative ways to heal that. I'm now 50 years old. I have no pain in my body. I haven't seen a doctor for 10 years because what I'm saying is true, and we don't have to take the pharmaceuticals. It's an option. We don't have to do that. The whole time that you're going to someone outside of you to ask for help and you're popping the pills, you're putting your personal power outside of you, which is dangerous in my opinion. If you take back your power and realise that all the answers are actually within you, in your subconscious mind, and that there are processes in the world such as EFT tapping and the emotion code and muscle testing and quantum healing, not just those, there are millions of different ways of doing this, then the power is within you. You've taken back your power, and that is the safest thing in the world and makes you resilient 100% on this planet at a time in history where you most need it. So, as well as my focus on emotional health, I've also become aware of how important our physical health is, and how another thing that a lot of people don't know, as well as the emotional stuff, is how cellular toxicity from heavy metals from our environment is affecting us all in multiple ways. It's in the water, it's in the air that we breathe, it's in our food. I've been blown away by the testimonials from particularly mums of autistic children and, children with developmental delays of all different kinds, about the changes that they're experiencing from using detox products like Zeolite. A good one from Touchstone Essentials is Pure Body Extra. I'm just going to show you this one here. Pure Body Extra. Now, the testimonials that are coming through from people using products like these, and Touchstone Essentials have many products that have mind-blowing effects on the physical body. Children with autism and developmental delay, they're speaking for the first time. They're getting eye contact for the first time. People from all walks of life, older people even, who had been suffering from dementia, diabetes, you name it, anything physical, autoimmune, cognitive, mental, behavioural, physical, disease, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Please go and have a look at the link below this video, because these products, zeolite and all other kinds of things, are solving problems for people that they thought were unsolvable and that they were told were unsolvable, and it just isn't true. The world is full of alternative solutions. So if you have any chronic physical, emotional, mental, cognitive, social, autoimmune condition, check out the link below and find out what these products could do for you. Remember, your medical team and your doctors are just people. And I'm not saying don't listen to them. I'm not dissing your doctors. Your doctors can be fabulous. But all I'm saying is that there are other infinite sources of information that are available that can change your life. Either emotional healing or physical healing from detox products like zeolite and PBX, Pure Body Extra. Okay, so if I've intrigued you, if you would like to book a session with me to get on the healing path, to step into your sovereignty and your innate superpowers that we all have, you can book a therapy session with me or a training session with me where I can teach you how to use EFT tapping, the emotion code, muscle testing, quantum healing, processes like inner child work, parts work, and you can get permanent healing from all of this, not a pharmaceutical insight, permanent healing from any emotional, mental or physical issue. And the link to book is below, and also the link if you would like to book one-to-one training in how to learn those powerful processes. I also have a course, Free Therapy Forever, a crash course in sovereignty, self-healing and self-mastery. This is very generously priced at the cost of just one session, and then you can have free therapy forever for the rest of your life. I'm on a humanitarian quest here, not the best business model, but obviously you know where I am. Everything that you need to know and would like to hear about is underneath this video, so be your own guru. Ta-da now.